Well, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 23, 2-3. Shout out Michael Jordan, not LeBron, Michael Jordan, Devin Hester. Episode 23 of Peaked in
Devin
College.
Hester.
This is a glorious episode celebrating the glorious number 23. It's just Craig and I again. Welcome back, Craig. Good to have you, buddy.
Good to be back, David. What was your high school football or basketball jersey number?
Football was 6, um,
Okay.
the Devil's number.
Was that Heat
And
LeBron?
yeah, it was Heat LeBron, but I think I was probably Greendale 6 pre Heat LeBron.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look at the timelines and
You
fact
you
check
wore it
that.
first?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wore it first. Um, and then what was your other question? Basketball, I was 5. I don't think you
Okay.
could be 6 in basketball in high school sports.
Oh yeah, because it's two hands.
I also didn't have like a real preference for 6. I was just when I was a sophomore and then we got like the varsity jerseys, I got number 6. So then I decided it'd be cool to just stick with that number.
But you got your junior varsity jersey, right?
No, this was varsity, baby.
Oh, okay.
We were big time. What about you? What was your basketball number?
I was 44. So we're over halfway there to that.
Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, there's not many 44s, but
That's a big, nasty like basketball number.
yeah.
Was it a big jersey? Was it really baggy on your skinny ass?
Yeah, because I was like one of the bigger guys on my team. Like we were all when I first started playing like varsity, I was one of the taller guys, and then younger guys were taller. But once that was kind of my number, like it was big. It was probably an extra large. It was probably a large. So yeah, it was baggy, but I had to keep it. Like once I was that number, you stay with it. So and then
We
it
should
was kind of fun. I was trying to just be ugly. Like I rocked the goggles, so embraced the ugly.
I will say that's probably a really like funny like you would have a cool like mixtape in high school because like everyone would just be clowning you during warm-ups. Like, look at that like nasty like he's got goggles, has a baggy jersey. You probably didn't have like really cool shoes, no offense, but and then you just went out
Thank you.
there and dropped like 25 a game. So that's pretty sick.
My two for when they like announced starting lineups, I took an inhaler before every game. So like when I like walked out like through the like did like the handshakes with the team, I like did an inhaler,
Oh my
took out
God.
my goggles and and they cleaned my goggles and did a handshake. So that was my shtick.
Yeah, see
So
that
yeah,
is
I
cool.
embraced
Like
it fully.
if you're gonna be like lame looking but be really good at basketball, that's a cool way to do it. Like you might as well just fully
Yeah.
go all in and embrace it.
Speaking of basketball though, dude, I've been starting to play like once a week. I've never missed more layups in my life than like this week.
Layups, come on, Greg. What are you,
Brutal.
me? When I get into garbage time,
Yeah,
you
no.
gotta make
When's the last
layups.
time you played?
Pre ACL tear, like played
Oh,
real
you
basketball.
yeah.
I think I medically retired.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
which
sad.
is unfortunate, but good for you for getting out there and playing. I think it's a great sport to keep your cardio up, and stay healthy. It's the best sport to stay healthy, and
Yeah.
so good for you. Keep grinding and keep playing.
Is there any chance you're coming back? Play some pickup?
I
Is
don't
it, or
know.
do
It
you just
just
like not feel confident on the knee, or is it like that you
yeah,
just don't want to?
I think it's more of a mental hurdle at this point. Like I think I'm physically fine, and I think
Okay.
I could play, and I really miss basketball. I really do. But I think I'm more concerned of like I don't ever want to go through that injury and recovery ever again. Like and what happened to me in the first place was like a freak accident. Like it wasn't like I did anything like out of the ordinary. Like so
No.
going back just kind of terrifies me.
Yeah.
But I would say I would go back and play. Like I played outdoor basketball like 3-on-3 when I lived in Iowa City. I did
Yeah.
that once and I was perfectly fine. So I
Good for
think
you.
I could come back to it.
Okay. Cool.
You just got to make sure you
Yeah. It's
stretch before.
yeah. Yeah. That's the other thing too, is like when you're playing pickup with people, it can be a little dangerous if they like didn't play a lot of basketball and like they're just kind of like reckless, and their bodies can be flying around, limbs can be flying around. Like it's not, even if it's not like a ton of contact, like some people, if they don't know how to use their body, like you can get an unfortunate injury just because they're being reckless. So
Yeah. I think what I would do too is don't ask me to play any like competitive basketball league because I'll be really lame and I'll be an anchor on your team. I would love to play just like casual, like jog up and down the court, shoot, maybe drive, but like nothing aggressive. I don't want to play aggressive basketball
yeah,
because that's just dangerous at my age and my physical condition.
your age.
But I would love to play like casual pickup.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I ever lace them back up and get back out there, but we'll see. You
Cool.
keep grinding, okay? I'm really proud of you.
I'll try. Yeah, it's the only way I can stay in shape. How's your gym grinding going?
Gym
You
is
look toned.
no, I'm not toned, but I'm still
No, you're
grinding. No,
not toned. I had a 50-50 chance. Shouldn't take
I'm
compliments too
not
much.
toned, but I am still grinding. I go like 4 days a week, ever
Okay.
since February 1st when I started. So, I've kept up with the ritual and the habit, but I still eat like shit, so my body still looks like shit.
Can you post or do you do leg day?
I did like day to day, actually, as a matter of
Okay.
fact.
Can you post your leg day workout in the comment section
No,
or like the
no, no.
I need a new leg day, bro.
I can tell you certainly what I do. I will text you privately, but I'm not sharing that for the people out there to see.
David is thick.
Yeah, I am thick in all the wrong ways in all the wrong places. um, so this is unrelated, but I did want to stop and give a quick shout out. So if you have one, you can think of one while I'm talking here. But
Okay.
my cousin, she's technically not my like first cousin, but I call her my cousin, Anna Gray. Shout out Anna Gray. She has listened to every episode of not only this shitty podcast, but also my football shitty podcast. So she is the number one fan. She is loyal. She is a great family member. You can't build a fan like that in a factory. So shout out Anna Gray.
It sounds like we have a future guest coming on.
Possibly a future guest that I think she would add great value to this podcast. So
Awesome.
uh give a shout out, Craig. You deserve one. Give one.
Mm. Um, well, I think I've shouted out most of my family members that listen.
Give it to him
Shout
again.
out. Okay,
Double
okay.
dip.
Shout out AK, one of my aunts. Her mom
AK-47.
listens
Thank you for
sometimes. Yeah,
listening.
yeah. Shout out Joe Schlick from Louisville. He listens. I
Joey
think said one
Slick,
of the
baby.
yeah. So those are the main homies.
Cool. Love it. I love the people that just listen to all the episodes, regardless of, whether we're on a hot streak or a cold streak. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes we post every 2 weeks, sometimes we post every month, but those people that are subscribed, every time it gets uploaded, they're jumping in to listen. So I appreciate
yeah.
that.
I'll give a shout out to Brian too. I know he listens to a lot. My brother Brian. So he'd
Awesome.
be a good guest too.
Shout out Brian. Did he go with the quirky introductions and looks as well? Because he seems kind of like a tall and skinny dude.
Oh, dude, he's like 6'8". He's way taller.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do is we need to end big man number discrimination in high school sports, because like that was always a thing since like middle school, right? They just did smaller jerseys with smaller numbers, bigger jerseys with bigger numbers. Well, that's not fair to the big men. They deserve to be low numbers too.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, especially as more of them are, become better shooters and more guard oriented.
Yeah. Yeah, the big man is dwindling away in basketball due to the way
Size
the
doesn't
NBA
matter,
is
bro.
moving. It doesn't. As long as you can hit a shot, you can get on the court. Speaking of basketball, it's NBA playoffs time. I mean, I'm not a huge NBA guy, but I've been tuning in a little bit. The Bucks, shout out Giannis. I got his jersey back there. I'm trying to rep the Bucks. I got Spotted
Yes.
Cow as well tonight. It's not going
Nice.
well for my Milwaukee Bucks.
No, I mean, I know we want to keep sports talk to a minimum, but yeah, the Bucks. I mean, they were my favorite to pick to win. Just not because I mean I like them, but I just think they're really good. But the Heat have played well. Giannis missed a game. Like, but the
2
Heat have
games.
deserved it so far. Oh, he did miss 2. Yeah. So it's and I don't think Middleton's full strength. I haven't followed them. I've watched maybe a third of their games or so. So I'm not fully up to speed with their team, but yeah, the Heat are just playing well. It's a tough matchup. Heat are a really good 8 seed, and when your best player sits 2 games, it's tough. But I still think they can come back and win. I really do. I do.
I think they can too. I think the problem with the Bucks, obviously, it's like this doesn't make me an NBA analyst, right? Obviously, the biggest problem is like the health of the 2 best players, which is Giannis and Chris Middleton, right? And the
Yeah.
biggest asset that the Bucks have is their depth. Like they have crazy depth, but depth does you no good when your stars and your best players and your best scorers are out. Depth does you the
Right.
best when like okay, you have these guaranteed guys that are going to have 20 to 30 points a game, and then your backups or your bench, you can plug and play the hottest guys, right?
The
But those depth guys, they don't fill in the gaps of losing a Giannis or a Chris Middleton.
the Bucks have like the best glue guys in the league, but like glue guys aren't meant to be 30-point per game scorers.
Yeah, like Grayson Allen and Jay Crowder are not going to go out and get
Yeah.
you a 30 piece.
No, not at all.
So we're rooting for the Bucks to come back. Switching gears to your favorite team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. What are your thoughts right now? I think they're down 3-1 in the series. They're playing as we speak. So shout out Craig. I mean, that's the dedication out of Craig and how much he loves our fans and our listeners. He's willing to sit through and record this podcast while his favorite team is playing.
Yeah, well, I feel bad. I gave up on him last game. I don't know. It's been a sad season. Towns was hurt for most of the year. I still think Ant's had a good ascension this year, but Towns was a legit top 15 NBA player last year in the league. Missed most of the season. Just kind of been a lost season. The Nuggets are good, and talk about injuries, kind of the opposite for the Wolves right now. The Wolves are playing without 3 guys in their 8-man rotation. 1 starter, 2 bench guys. So it's just tough. I don't want people to overreact and say the season's a failure or anything like that. It's people were hurt, it just didn't work out. So it's sad, but it's kind of like no need to overreact and blow everything up.
Plus, Denver's literally the 1 seed. Like Denver's really solid. Like they have who should probably be the 3-time consecutive MVP in Jokic. And like they finally have Jamal Murray healthy. They finally have Michael Porter Jr. healthy. Like they're a buzzsaw.
Exactly. And the Wolves, like, again, like Town, like the Wolves' 3 best players have played together like 20 games all season. And like people are like, 20 games, that's a lot. It's like in the NBA world, that's nothing. And like they didn't have training camp together because Towns was sick in the hospital. Like they haven't, like, they've probably had like 50 practices together, which is not that much. So, anyways, I think that stuff matters. The Nuggets are really good. They're a good, complete team. They lack depth. And if the Wolves had their bench guys, probably have a better chance. But
a big problem too with the Wolves, I think, is they have a roster that's constructed to succeed in the NBA 10 years ago.
Yeah,
They're big oriented, right? They have Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, who are both really solid bigs. Anthony Edwards is an amazing guard, but then their next best guard is Mike Conley Jr., who is one of my favorite players in NBA history for how underrated he is.
Yeah.
But it's a guard heavy league, and you got to have more guard play, I think.
I think the Wolves are constructed to be a really good regular season team. And if they would have gotten if Towns would have played 10 more games, they could have been a 4 seed. They were like 4 games out of that. That's not unreasonable.
No.
So, if they're a good regular season team, they could win a playoff series. It is what it is.
So we were driving from Milwaukee back to Omaha, Nebraska this weekend, and we stopped at the Nike outlet. So I wanted to show you because this made me think of you and made me think of the Timberwolves. Hang on, I'm trying to share my screen. So they had D'Angelo Russell jerseys there, right? So they're D'Angelo Russell Timberwolves jerseys. Now, what do you see? Do you see your little face on the screen as well?
I see Kevin Garnett.
What a mess. What a mess this is. I'm not a technology guy. Okay, Kevin Garnett, look at these jerseys. Look how gorgeous those Timberwolves jerseys are. Now, if you're listening on Spotify, I'm sorry. We're looking at Kevin Garnett in an old Timberwolves jersey.
2004 season Timberwolves trees jerseys.
Those were just beautiful, just filthy, beautiful jerseys. Now, these are their jerseys, right? These like blocky, like it looks like a middle school kid with a ruler designed them. So that for sure is disappointing. These were the ones that were at the Nike outlet on sale. So has there been a bigger geez Louise, let's go, David, figure this out. Has there been a bigger downgrade of jerseys in professional sports history?
I guess I don't keep up with other teams' jerseys as much, but the Wolves trees are like every year we're like, just give us like a tree like broider or like a lining or something, whatever that's called.
Collar or whatever. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Like that, and like give us like the cool tee that's on those jerseys or something like that. And they did it for one of the like the alternate jerseys a couple of years ago, and fans loved it. And it's just not that hard anymore. So no, that's probably why our franchise is struggling right now and losing, because our jerseys just don't have the swagger.
I'd say that reason is up there as top 3.
This is a good transition. We didn't talk about this before the show, but can we do a top 5 segment today?
What do you mean top 5?
Like where we choose or we do our rankings, or top
3? Top 3 today? Yeah, let's do it. What's your topic for top 3 today?
So my favorite thing to do with my boys when we were like in 3rd grade was like, bro, if we were like professional athletes, what brand would you want to be sponsored by?
Okay, the top 3 brands you'd be sponsored by?
Yeah. So if under the premise of you're a professional athlete, you can choose a sport. Who do you want to be sponsored by?
Okay, I'm gonna go with golf because that's just what I've been
Yep.
into lately as an adult. I watch a lot of golf. I play a lot of golf. I buy a lot of golf stuff. So that's what the sport that I'm going to go with for this event that you've chose.
Yep.
I'll go with my number three. Let's go TaylorMade. TaylorMade is my number three brand that I would like to be sponsored by. So that would be, I would choose that as my clubs. I would choose that as my my balls, and maybe some gear like a hat, some logos on the shirt, whatever it might be for the sponsorships. But I'll go number
And is
three, TaylorMade.
and is that because of the like the swagger or like the quality of the product or what?
It's a little bit of both. It's the quality of product. I think that they have great clubs, great quality of product. It's one of, in my opinion, the top two like golf brands as far as like popularity amongst the
Okay.
pros. I think that and Titleist, but I'm a TaylorMade guy myself, so I will choose
Okay.
TaylorMade. What
Okay.
about you? What's your sport and what's your number three?
I'll do tennis, just because it was a tennis buddy that we used to do this with. And I don't know, basketball would be harder. I feel like it'd just be like Nike, Adidas, Jordan. Like
There's not
I
as
don't
many
know.
options. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go with tennis. I'm gonna start with number three, Lacoste. It's just classy. Like
class.
it's kind of bougie, but like that kind of fits the tennis vibe sometimes. And like it would be a fun brand to be like, yeah, I'm sponsored by Lacoste.
It just
And I
drips
would not have said
class.
this when I was in third grade, but like now it's like, yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, yeah. The little alligator drips class. I don't own a single Lacoste item. Do you own any Lacoste items?
I have a pair of shoes that I really loved, but I'm gonna have to get rid of them soon.
Why? Why do you have to get rid of them?
They were like white tennis shoes, and they're just brown now. They're just dirty. They're just
Maybe
scuffed.
that'll get a cool vintage look. You thought about
Yeah, but
that?
it's even kind of past that. It's pretty bad.
Have you
I've
tried
tried,
wash?
bro.
Have you tried washing them?
I've washed them a million times, but I've had them for like 4 years.
Damn, damn. Quick little side story I have on that, on because you brought up shoes.
Yeah,
So back when we were at Drake, when we were sophomores in college, I went to Painted Street with Nate Morehauser, right? So
yeah,
before we went, I didn't want to take any of like my shoes because I'm a big shoe guy, right? So I value my shoes. I didn't want to take those to the Painted Street, so we went to Goodwill. We bought some clothes. We bought suits, actually. Check out my Instagram. We have pictures on there. We bought suits, and then we bought I bought shoes. So I bought these like white, they're a little bit beat up, but they're like these white Reebok shoes, right? So I'm like, all right, these will look stupid with the suit, but whatever, it'll go. I can get them dirty and throw them away right after. Well, come to find out, fast forward like 2 or 3 years, and these white Reebok shoes that I wore became popular. So like right now they're like popular shoes. They're in style. They were the comfiest shoes I've ever worn in my life, and I to this day I have regrets of wearing those to
and
Painted
now
Street,
everyone,
and I wish I still had them. I even wish I liked them so much. They're so comfy that I wish I would have kept them after Painted Street, like covered in paint. I think they kind of would have looked sick.
that would have been like some pretty sweet stuff.
Yeah, like custom Reeboks, those would be sick.
Yeah, dang, that's fun.
Yeah. So
And
sorry to
well, shout out
sidetrack
Drake
there.
Relays. Are you going this year?
No, I don't believe so, but are you
No,
going?
no,
Yeah.
there's too much going on.
It was fun to see you last year. We could see each other's face. We were this close to each other, but I couldn't hear a word coming out of your
Couldn't
mouth.
hear anything. No,
Yeah.
no.
But it was cool to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, my number two, golf brands that I would like to be sponsored by would be Peter Millar. I will choose
Mm,
Peter Millar because it's a waspier brand, but I really, really like it. Comfortable clothes, high quality clothes. Those would have to be like probably my shirts and my pants slash shorts would be Peter
okay.
Millar. That's my go-to brand there.
Okay. I like that. I don't know much about that brand, but I'll trust you.
Just trust me.
I'm gonna go with for my number two. I'm gonna go with Head Tennis. I used a Head racket for most of my high school career, so and I still use
Are,
a Head
are you
racket.
more of
So
a giving head guy or a receiving head as a gift?
I just play with a tennis racket. That's the
Oh,
brand of Head.
okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. Um, so yeah, and I like their stuff. I like their logo. So that's gonna be my number two.
But you've never given any head as a gift to anyone?
No, no, I have not given any
Have you
Head.
gotten any head as a gift from like
No,
during Christmas
never.
or your birthday?
No.
Oh, damn, that sucks. Especially if it's your number two favorite brand in the world.
Yeah, I know. I have to
So
put in the list here.
yeah, put it on the list, put it on the wedding registry, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. My number one brand that I would choose, and I just chose a clothing, so it's kind of as an unfortunate choice, but it's my by far my number one favorite brand in golf. And I don't think there's a single professional golfer out there that's sponsored by it, which blows my mind. Bad Birdie Golf. That's what hat I'm wearing right now. Bad Birdie. It's got some like crazy like polos that are like really crazy style, quarter zips, crazy style. I mean, they're like flashy. I really enjoy rocking them on the course, even though I suck at golf. I like to look good while I do it. So that would be my sponsorship, and I would love to rock those on the course.
That logo is sweet, and I just pulled up like their page, and there's some pretty fun stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. Big fan of the brand. I'm
And
gonna
it's a
hit
good
them.
name.
I'm gonna DM them. I decided I'm just gonna start DMing some different brands and seeing if they'll sponsor this podcast. So I'm gonna DM them and I'll get back to you and see if they respond. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. I'll have to buy a Bad Birdie shirt regardless of whether they respond or not.
Yes, you will have to, especially if they respond yes.
Um, I don't. I think my number one will probably not respond to us if we DM them. It's kind of basic, but it's Nike. I just have that's always been my favorite brand. So, and I think they have a really good tennis T-shirt and like shorts like kind of line. So I think they're the most swag out there.
Yeah, I mean they got the
So
two, in my opinion, the two like best golfers of our generation in Federer and Nadal. So
yeah, and I think too with golf, you probably have more of that like this may be the wrong term, but like boutique, like kind of like Bad Birdie, right? Like you like a cool. It's like a cool logo. They make cool stuff. I don't think you have as much of that in the tennis scene. It's kind of just the main players. You throw in the cost, Babolat, some racket sports companies, but you don't have as many. I don't know, Gen Z, millennial kind of like brands trying to cater to young people.
yeah, I think golf is like I was talking about this with my buddy the other day. Golf is like blown up like crazy ever since the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. Like it was not this big of a deal before the pandemic for sure. There was guys that loved golf and loved to watch golf. Don't get me wrong. It's not like the sport has like just become a thing, but like everybody golfs ever since
Yeah.
like the pandemic and people were working from home, like everybody golfs. So like I think a lot of people have started to watch golf too, and a lot of people have started to like buy golf, equipment, apparel, blah blah blah. So you're right. I think a lot of these like smaller companies are like, hey, this is an opportunity for us to sell a product. So let's like create a product for the young golfer or the everyday golfer
Yeah.
and get this product moving.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun sport. It's expensive,
Yeah,
but
it's really expensive. That's the one thing I hate about it.
yeah.
One thing I wanted to talk to you about, either on camera or off camera, but here we are on camera. I've gotten recently addicted to Poshmark. Have you ever heard of that?
Is that a clothing thing?
Yeah, so it's kind of like an Etsy slash eBay type thing. So
Okay. Yeah.
you can sell your items, like your clothing
Okay.
items for the most part. I think you can do other shit, but I've only done clothing stuff. So you can sell it. You can post stuff, sell it, and you can also buy stuff, obviously. So I was just like scrolling through Instagram one day a couple years ago, saw that like there's a lot of these cool random items that like you couldn't go to the store and buy, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I was looking, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like that's vintage, that's cool. So I downloaded the app, looked at it, didn't really use it. To fast forward to now. Okay, and I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he said he was selling a lot of stuff on there, and he made a good chunk of change from it. So I re-downloaded the app, created an account, started like posting my stuff to try to sell, and then I just ended up buying a bunch of stuff from other people. So I support small business. I've just been buying a bunch of stuff from people, and I'm just addicted to buying things. I have sold a few items, but I'm net negative a lot of money.
What's been like your best purchase? Can we see it?
You can't see it, but it's a lot of like the brands that we just talked about, right? So a lot of that stuff, like if you go to Bad Birdie website and try to buy a polo, it's gonna be like an $80 polo, right? But I bought some Bad Birdie polos from there for like $30. So I just like to buy like stuff that I can get great deals on. So I just been
Yeah.
like getting as good a deals as I can. I like it because it's like number one, it's not face to face. Like I hate Facebook Marketplace because I don't or Craigslist because I don't want to like
Yeah.
go to some guy's house and buy his golf polo from him, right?
Terrible. Yeah.
So like what you do is you just buy like on this, you can either like accept the price that they post or you can like make an offer to them or counter offer their offer, and then they can either like counter offer you or accept your counter offer. And then they just like go to the post office and ship it to you and it shows up like in my mailbox. So it's
That's
like
cool.
easy, no face-to-face transactions. You can just buy things.
Oh, I
So
like that.
yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
big
I've seen
fan.
ads for it like on Instagram and stuff, but
Yeah.
haven't downloaded it.
Yeah.
So
So
do you recommend it or not?
I recommend it. That's what I made the mistake of diving in. But that is the reason I brought that up is because it's a segue into my grinds my gears.
Okay.
So love the app. Nothing to really grind my gears about that. The thing that grinds my gears is when I sell an item and then I have to go to the post office. The post office grinds my gears. Have you been to the post office lately, dude?
Kind of. I've been mailing stuff. I haven't been to the post office recently, but I've been dropping off mail.
I've probably been to the post office. I'm 26 years old now. I've probably been to the post office like 3 times in my life before this, not counting like driving by the post office and dropping shit in like the blue drop box. Like I've been in a post office, waited in line like 3 times in my life. Now I've sold like 8 or 9 items. So I've been to the post office 8 or 9 times in the past like couple months. I hate the post office. People give a lot of shit to the DMV. The post office deserves every much of that shit. They are slow. They have no desire to work hard. They are the chillest people ever, which is really unfortunate when you're like late for work trying to drop off this package. And it's always like three grandmas in front of me trying to figure out how to ship things to their grandson in like Alaska. And it's like the employee is not helping things go quicker, right? They're just like so chill, so they have no rush in the world and no sense of urgency, and it really grinds my gears.
So with Poshmark, do you have to pay the cost? Like, does the seller pay the cost of shipping, or does the buyer pay the
The
cost of shipping?
buyer pays the cost of shipping. So
Okay.
if I sold a t-shirt to you, it would the Poshmark would you would pay the shipping, and then Poshmark would email me a little shipping label. I print it off. I go to the post office. I grab a package from them. I put
Mm.
stuff it up. I
So
tape
you've got
on
to
the
print
shipping
it
label.
too.
Yes,
I hate that part. Is like I don't have a printer at home. Like I'd love to, but like I don't have an office that prints
I
things.
think that you can take your phone as well, and they would scan like a
Okay.
barcode and print one
Okay.
there.
That's
But what I've
nice.
been trying to do is I try to have a package at home, stuff the item in the package, slap on the shipping label, tape it, so then I can go to the post office, stand in line, and just drop it to like hand it to the guy and leave. Otherwise, I have to like go to the post office, like wait in line, get a package, go back to the end of the line, pack my stuff, like put the shipping label on, tape the shipping label, then wait in line. Like I've had to do that a couple times, and it's been the worst experience of my life.
What's like the average wait time?
15, 20 minutes. Brutal.
That I think that's the best thing that I like about like work from home is like being remote is like I don't ever wait in grocery lines anymore. I just go at lunch. If I have to run an errand like that, I have to go to UPS or the post office. I just go at lunchtime and there's no wait.
Well, dude, I'm
It
going to
saves
the
so much
post
time.
office at like 10 in the morning, which seems like it wouldn't be that busy of a time.
Yeah, I that's yeah.
But that's when all the grandmas and grandpas wake up, I guess,
Oh,
and
you got to go a
go,
little bit
yeah.
earlier, bro.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like I've been there a couple times where like I just walk in, no one's there. I walk right to the front of the line and hand the guy my package. So I account like when I leave my apartment, I account for the amount of time of those experiences. Not of the experiences when it takes 15, 20 minutes, like I should. Instead of getting to work early on some days when I'm lucky, I just get to work late when the days that I'm not lucky. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, yeah. I respect that.
So that grinds my
Dang.
gears.
I feel that.
I know you're
I've got to
generally a
grind.
happy guy, but do you have a grind? Oh, you have a
Yeah,
grinds my
I've got to
gears.
grind my gears. I feel
Wow.
like past like year and a half, I've been a little bit more negative. So
Yeah,
I need to
you
go
have been a
through.
little more bitter, and I really appreciate that about you.
Yeah, I'll talk to my therapist about that. But yeah, main grinds my gear for me this time is I don't know if I talked about it with Nicole, but just home buying in general. Terrible process. We're in the process of buying a condo. It's going well. We close on May 15th, so just under 3 weeks. But the whole process of like, we've talked about moving enough. Moving sucks. So that's like in the back of the mind, it's always like, frick, like we have to move everything. We have to buy we're buying some new furniture. So that all sucks. Then you get into like just the whole process of like looking at homes, like inspections, negotiating, like it all stinks. Like anytime you have to deal with a lawyer is not fun, like
Yeah.
and it's just
What part of the process do you have to deal with a lawyer?
just in terms of like negotiating, like and I don't have a good feel
I
for
think that's called a real estate agent, isn't it?
well, yeah, we have a real estate agent, but then like we have a lawyer that she recommended that like negotiates the terms of like um in terms of like the like transferring the title, making sure that everything looks okay. like if we had our inspection, everything looks okay, but like if we had an issue with the inspection, we would have to go back to the lawyer and say like, this was messed up, we're not going to go forward with this, or we expect a credit to come back to us. So like we don't negotiate
Okay.
that ourselves, so we pay someone to do that for us.
Okay.
And I think that that's like somewhat normal.
It
Maybe
might
not,
be.
but
I don't know
it
shit.
it is in
I've always
Chicago.
learned.
And so like there's just always something like we're like today I was reading, we had like a 80-page HOA bylaw document to like read over. And it's like, this is just like absolute jargon that makes no sense and is not worth reading. So that's not fun.
Yeah,
But
Jesus, that sounds
we're through
miserable.
like 40 of it. But
I wasn't sure if you were talking about like buying things for your home or the home buying process. So it sounds like the home buying process.
yeah, like the actual bot process of like closing on a home, like we want
Is
to
your real estate agent a random person or someone that you guys know?
we got recommended them. It's weird. I feel like if we were in like 15 states, we would have known a realtor, but like in Chicago, we didn't know anyone. So
Yeah.
we got recommended. Great experience. Really like her. She's been awesome. She's put together a good team. So that she's made the process, I think, fairly easy. But like one thing that's weird is like when you go and you like a house or condo, we're buying condo. I didn't realize this really at first, but like there's an asking price that like the seller kind of is like putting out as like their, their feeler that this is kind of what they want. Like that doesn't mean anything. They can accept or deny any offer. And so like we put in an offer that like someone bid higher than us and we didn't know like how high they were going to go. You don't ever get to know those numbers. So it's not like, you go to the grocery store, you want a candy bar, you're paying like $2 or $1.50, whatever, I don't dollar maybe for the candy bar. You get that candy bar. You put in an offer for a house or condo, you're probably not going to get it. So that just sucks that like you don't, and if you really want it, then you have to like way overbid for it. So
Okay, so
just a lot of stress.
if you and I were going for the same house,
Yeah.
say it was listed for $100,000,
Yeah.
and you go up to the buy or the homeowner and you say, Sophia and I would like to offer you $105,000 for this house.
Yes.
Then I go to the homeowner and I say, I would like to offer $110,000 for this house.
Yes.
They don't go back to you and say, David just offered 110. Do you want to go higher? They just say, we accepted another bid or what?
It depends on the selling realtor. Sometimes they'll like say like, well, then they'll come back and they'll say someone's higher than you, put your like best and last offer in. But the places that we bid on, and we had 2 bids that we put in, we didn't get them. They didn't say that. They're like, well, like you got beat
You
out.
got outbid.
Yeah. So
Damn.
and like they want, and I think the rationale behind that is that they want your best offer up front. They don't want you to play games and be like,
Yeah.
well, we could go 10K higher. So that's why they do it. But it's like
It feels
I
dirty.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's
It feels
what you
dirty.
asked for this, like,
Yeah.
so. And
Yeah.
then too, there's other factors of like, how much are you putting down and how much are you local or using a local bank, like that kind of stuff that can, impact it when you want to move in. So it's just a stressful process that is way too much paperwork and kind of sucks.
See, that's where buying a home differs from Poshmark is when they post an item on Poshmark, you can buy it now, right? Whatever they post as a listing price, you can buy it. But apparently that does not work for buying a home.
No, unfortunately
Thank
not.
you for enlightening me and the listeners.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
rough, man.
anyways,
You're a young
I mean,
lad
it's
buying your
exciting,
first
but
place.
it's
Yeah.
been, overall it's been good, but just a lot of paperwork, a lot
But
of time.
I feel like that headache and that stress level with the buying process, especially after you guys already like submitted 2 bids and got rejected, is makes it that much more rewarding when you do finally get that one, you know.
It was great. Like at first, when we like put in our first offer, like, oh my God, what do we just do? But then like once we had been denied, it was like, okay, like then we just go to look at a place. We're like, okay, we're ready to offer, or like we're not. Like we don't like this place, or it's like if we do, okay, then like, this is how much we pay for it. So it actually really helped getting denied right away or losing our first bid, and just being like, okay, rip off the Band-Aid. We're now good to do this. So
It could be one of those everything happens for a reason type deals where
yeah,
you guys weren't supposed to get those first 2 places,
yeah. And in retrospect, like we like our place. The place that we're closing on is the one we like the most. So it worked out. But
Good.
anyways, fingers crossed that nothing like blows up in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I'll be praying for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Should we? Do you have any positive things to talk about? I bet you
Uh,
don't.
Yeah, you kind of put me on the spot here. I would say a positive thing I have to talk about is that it's basically golf season. I'm a big golf guy. I love
Mm.
golfing. It's been a big part of my life the past couple years. It's a safe sport to do with my crippled body. It's something you can do until you're old and retired. So it is almost golf season. I just played golf last weekend in Wisconsin with my two buddies, Josh and Zach. It was 35
Nice.
degrees and sleeting. So that's not technically golf season yet, but it is getting there. It is getting warmer. So
And would you shoot?
92.
Nice.
So we're in the 90s. You got to be happy about that. I was happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
My buddy Josh showed up. I was coming from 8 hours away and I remembered my golf clubs, but my buddy Josh showed up and forgot his golf clubs. So big note to the people. What's up, Sophia?
David
She
says,
probably
"What's up,
can't
Sophia?"
she probably can't hear you because her
She can't hear
headphones.
you, but
Yeah.
she's sneaking in the background.
Yeah, she's not sneaking very good. I saw her the whole time. It's fine. You don't have to angle her away. Um, yeah, he shows up to the course. He pulls up like a minute late for our tee time, and he's like, "Boys, bad news. Forgot my golf clubs at home." So I was like, "Yeah, that's a big deal, dude. You got to remember to bring your
That
golf clubs to
is.
golf." So he used mine, including my
Okay.
brand new driver. So I was very concerned the entire round.
Where'd you get your driver from?
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard
What
Dick's Sporting
brand?
Goods and Head have a partnership. Did you hear about that?
Okay. I didn't.
Yeah, new thing. But yes,
Okay.
got it from. It's a tailor-made driver. Thank you for asking. Hence the
Yeah.
number 3 on my rankings.
Number 3. I like it. Okay.
So I'm gonna hit up TaylorMade. I'm gonna hit up Peter Millar and Bad Birdie and see if they'll sponsor us. You take care of Lacoste, Nike, and Head.
And head. Okay. Yeah, we'll see if we
Yeah,
can get some head.
yeah. See if you can get some Head, and I'll be a proud sponsor of Head.
Okay. I love it.
What do you have any bright bulbs or any positive things to talk about?
Yeah, it's kind of related actually. Just like I think maybe one of my top 5 days of the year. We could do a top 3 sometime about this, but like one of them will be like probably Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. One might be like I like Halloween. Well, I don't know. Love hate
Uh,
relationship with Halloween, so we'll see
Wonder if
how
you're
we
gonna
come
say
out.
what I'm thinking. Okay, keep going.
We also like July 4th is a fun
Oh God, I love
holiday.
July 4th. Yeah.
But one of the most underrated days of the year is the first nice day of the year.
Oh,
And we have that like a week ago where just everyone in the city is out and about picnicking. Everyone's dog is out. Everyone is just biking, playing spike ball, throwing a pigskin around. Like there's just fun things happening, and the energy is just so positive. So that's like my bright bulb
I
this
like
last
it. I love
weekend.
it. You can't beat the smell of the first nice
No,
day of the
yes,
year.
it's
Oh,
fresh. Everyone's like wearing
yeah.
shorts, and like you normally wouldn't probably wear shorts at that temperature, but
Yeah.
you just do anyways.
I would say as an outsider looking in, because I don't live in Chicago, I never have. The two best times to live in Chicago to me seem like right around Christmas
Yep.
and then
Great Christmas
summertime.
city. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So you're
You
coming up on
nailed it.
summertime.
Yeah.
So, dude, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm already
Yeah.
looking
I'm
forward to your
excited.
summer in Chicago.
Yeah, and then everyone's by the lake and there's beaches, so it's pretty fun. So I'm excited about that.
Good, good. Okay, I thought you were gonna say something different, so I will say this as my second bright bulb of the day, of the
Yeah.
week, of the year. It is 2 days away from the NFL draft. And I
Oh
am a
yeah.
huge NFL draft
Yeah.
guy. I love the NFL draft because I love college football and I love NFL. And the NFL draft is just a merger of a sweet love making between the two leagues. So I love the NFL draft. I cannot wait for Thursday.
Do you have one bold prediction?
I guess my bold prediction would be the Houston Texans with the number 2 overall pick do not take a quarterback,
Yeah.
which would be really a terrible
I
decision on
think
their
that'd be
part.
dumb. Like that's
Yeah.
so maybe it's not that bold, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Like,
that's
no,
a
that's
fun
why it's
answer, but
bold.
like
They should take a
yeah,
quarterback.
they should. They should.
Yes. But I have a bold prediction that they won't.
And that'll have fun ramifications for the rest of the board if they
Yeah,
don't.
it's gonna make for one of those really funny situations where you're like 5, 10 years down the road and you're like, the Houston Texans still have a shitty quarterback. They've had a losing record every single season since the 2023 draft,
Right.
and they passed up like current Pro Bowler CJ Stroud, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson or
Bryce
something like
Young.
that.
Yeah.
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 So it's just like I can't wait to see what unfolds in the first round of the draft. Um, I saw a little thing. I know this isn't like a sports podcast, but I did see a tweet that I screenshotted because it made me think of you, and I wanted to talk to you about it during this episode. I saw a tweet that said that the Vikings were highly considering aggressively trading up to pick Will Levis, number 2 overall. And I thought, let me get your thoughts before I give you my thoughts.
Okay. So first of all, there's no chance of trading up to number 2.
Can I give you the caption before you say there's no chance?
I've read the caption, but yeah, you can read it for the
Oh,
audience.
okay. For the audience, loud rumblings out of Minnesota and latest odds suggest that the Vikings love Will Levis enough to trade up to number 2 overall to draft him.
So I just think that like when you look at the draft capital that would require trading up to number 2, it'd require like 3 or 4 firsts.
Yeah,
They're not going to give that up.
I think as I read that caption, I think I was duped because it says they would love to trade up for him. Well, no shit. Everyone would love to trade up for a certain guy. It didn't say they're going to try to trade up for him.
Exactly.
Damn,
So
yeah, I was duped.
If he falls to like 13, I think that's a different discussion. I don't think they're in a position where they have enough assets to really move up. I think they would. There's a quarterback that they love. I think Vikings camps think that's either Levis or Richardson. I don't know. I'm not a scout for the Vikings. I think there's one guy they love. I think they're going to try and trade up. I don't know if it's going to happen. I just don't see them moving up to number 2. They're at pick 23. They don't have a second rounder. They're missing a couple middle round picks. Like they don't have the capital.
The reason I think it's a terrible decision, and this is just my 2 quick cents on the NFL draft, I think that Will Levis is the next Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
And I think trading up for him would be a devastating move. So,
and if they trade up from like 23 to like 15 and they give up,
it's worth the risk.
Yeah, and it's like I'm never going to be.
It's worth the risk
getting a quarterback, but they'd have to give up so much to trade up to number 2, and I don't think Will Levis is a transcendent quarterback prospect like Trevor Lawrence, right? If Trevor Lawrence was available at number 2, like that would be great,
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, but
I agree. Okay, that was our NFL draft talk.
To trade up for a quarterback. I just don't see it happening at number 2.
Yeah, I'm excited. And the Bears have a first round pick for the first time in a couple years, so I'm excited for that. They've had like 1 or 2 first round picks in the past like 6 years because of the Khalil Mack trade and then the Justin Fields trade. So I'm excited.
I can't wait to talk about Fields in 6 months.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for Fields.
Yeah, me not as much.
Well, it's getting that time. It's golf season. It's beautiful weather season. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be an amazing time. It's the time of the year when seasonal depression is going out the window. So this podcast is going to be a happier scene, a happier time. We got exciting guests coming up. We haven't thought about these or talked about these or planned any of them, but they're going to be exciting. So just buckle up and get excited for it.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
David, you want to do one last quick segment, rifle off?
Yeah, of course. What do you got?
Questions. I got some. I want to see how you are at interpreting, units of measurement, because we say that size doesn't matter. So I got 3 questions for you. I want to see what you think is, the bigger scale of measurement.
Yeah. So what was the title of this segment? Size matters or size doesn't matter?
I don't remember. We'll say size doesn't matter.
One of those.
We'll say size matters.
We're having a lot of innuendos on this episode of this Peaked in College.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So one thing that contributes to size is length. So what is longer in terms of miles? Well, I guess, or any unit of length. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Highway I-80 or the Missouri River, which is longer? David Wood.
Oh, that's a good question. Geographical question for you, rifle and right back. Missouri River is the one between like Nebraska and Iowa, correct?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Sense. That's Missouri, right?
Okay, my guess is going to be I-80. I think I-80 goes really far, obviously east to west, and if I think the U.S. is longer than it is tall, so I'm gonna say I-80.
You are correct. Highway I-80 is 2,899 miles long. The Missouri River is 2,341 miles long.
Damn, those are way closer than I thought, though.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. Okay. Another unit of measurement that relates to size is weight.
Or girth, as some
Um,
people say.
yeah, or girth. Yeah. um, I'm looking. Sorry, pulling up my notes. And it was also just 420, April 20th. So tell me which is heavier, 420 tons or the Statue of Liberty?
Well,
Without the base of the Statue of Liberty.
when I accepted the Statue of Liberty from the French back in 1814, I forget the year.
Is that when they did?
No. What was the year that we accepted it from?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe that the Statue of Liberty is one of those long ploys, kind of like the Trojan horse. And there's a bunch of French in there ready to explode on us. Anyways, when I accepted the Statue of Liberty from the French back in 1814, it approximately weighed 418 tons. So I'm going to go ahead and say 420 tons is heavier than the Statue of Liberty.
It is. The Statue of Liberty is 150 tons without the base. So it's actually not even that close. Follow-up question, though.
I think that the weather has withered the Statue of Liberty away because I do recall it was 418 tons when I weighed it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. And that. Yes. Yeah. You're correct.
Thanks.
Follow-up question: a Sierra redwood. It's a tree.
Sure.
Is
the redwood forest.
Yes. Yes. Is that more
girth
or less girth than the Statue of Liberty?
Okay, so we're talking actual weight here because weight and girth are different.
Yes. Yes. Weight.
Because the Statue of Liberty, she's thick.
She is thick. She is thick. Yeah. But Sierra redwoods are pretty thick too.
Yeah. Okay. So strictly weight, I'm gonna say a redwood, mostly because I think the Statue of Liberty for the most part is hollow. I think.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's hollow, but a Sierra redwood is 1,400 tons.
Damn.
Way.
Damn.
In the Statue of Liberty. So that threw
me. Damn. So it's almost like 12 Statue of Liberties in weight.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty nuts. All right. Last one for you. We're going back to length.
How am I doing right now?
You're 3 for 3.
Okay.
Because you got the
the
highway
right.
versus the river, and then you got Statue of Liberty in the follow.
I am smarter than a fourth grader.
Shaquille O'Neal is about 85 inches tall. Okay. To the nearest foot, how much do his feet hang off a king-sized mattress?
Oh, Jesus. I don't really know how long a king-size mattress is, but he's 7'6", I believe.
Yeah.
Is that the correct height? Okay. I'm gonna guess a king-size mattress is about 6 feet 4 inches. So I'm gonna guess he's 2 feet and 2 inches hanging off the end of the bed.
Shaquille O'Neal is only 5 inches.
Damn.
Off of a king-size bed. A king-size bed is 80 inches long.
Damn, I didn't know a king-size bed was that long.
Yeah.
Never owned a king-size bed. Do you have a king-size bed?
Nope.
Yeah.
That's what Google says.
Damn. Are you sure that's not a California king?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, Shaq's, if you've seen Shaq's episode of MTV Cribs, he has a massive bed, and it's a circle bed. It's a big circle bed.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, damn.
That's a life goal right there.
Well, that's crazy. 5 inches, huh?
Yep.
The more you know.
Well, the more you know about size.
Well, thanks for your preparation today, Craig. I really enjoyed that segment. Size doesn't matter, or size does matter. 3 for 4, I'm happy about that. 3 for 4 is a good day. 3 for 4 is a good day.
Well done.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add for today's episode?
I think that's all. Yeah. Get outside, enjoy the nice weather when it hits your city, and hit us up if you want to be a guest.
Yeah, get outside, touch grass. Appreciate you guys listening. Maybe just put your AirPods in, go for a little walk, and listen to this podcast. And if you like looking at us, put it on your TV screen on YouTube. If you don't like looking at us, listen to it on the podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. If you hate us and you hate looking at us, just put it on your YouTube or your Spotify and just mute it. We appreciate the clicks and the views and the listens. So like and subscribe, as some people say. We appreciate your listening to this episode. Craig, thank you for showing up and also preparing beforehand. I appreciate it very much. Let's see. Anything else I'd like to add? Go Timberwolves. Go Bucks.
Go Wolves, go Bucks. Wolves in
Yeah.
7, Bucks in 7. Let's
Go
go.
Bears. Go
Thanks for hosting,
Vikings.
David.
Yeah. Have a good one. We'll talk to you guys soon. This has been episode 23 of Beakton College. Love you guys.
Peace out, y'all.